Alright, we have a pick a card reading with your conscious mind, your subconscious, and your super subconscious mind. I don't know what I was thinking when I came up with this one, but I'm sure it was a load of laughs and fun. I think I was watching Jungle Book when I was doing this. Yeah, Ka is my favorite character. So funny. Anyway. So we have rush, we have direction, and we have purity. You can pick whichever one you want, and we will get started. I should have wrote this down first, but oh, it happens. And alright. I write pretty fast, so it's no biggie. So rush, direction, and purity. So let's start off with rush. See what that's about. Okay, so your conscious mind. We have the 10 of Cups in reverse. So it's love and family and relationships in reverse. Trying too hard to achieve the American dream. Liking the thought more than having something. Shattered dreams. Broken family or domestic help. So there might be some type of codependency. There might also be some head in the clouds type feeling, or more of like the lotus eaters type of mentality. Lotus eaters are kind of like those people in Greek mythology that are constantly eating stuff that they shouldn't, and it kind of keeps them in a situation for a long period of time without actually making a decision. Maybe you like the idea, but you don't want to do the work, type of thing. Okay, so there might be a lot of that. There might be kind of a battle going on. There could be somebody who's saying you need to get a job, and they're kind of like, oh, I want to do this, but they don't understand the work that goes into it actually, so it's kind of going to be left on the back burner for a while. And then we have your subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind, however, is very powerful if you do magic like I do. But, yeah. The Three of Cups. The Three of Cups is love, family, relationships. We have success in your endeavors. Love going the extra mile. Causes for celebration, achievements in the military, friendship, community, or in your happiness, which is important. So, your subconscious mind is kind of like, it's showing you things that you can achieve, alright? So, your subconscious doesn't really go too far away from the instance of you achieving what you need to. So, really, if you were to just put in a little bit of work, you would be achieving something. Okay, it's kind of like that. Your subconscious is kind of like arm's reach of the impossible. But yeah, I think the possible is impossible. So So some people, they do it very quickly. Some other people might take a while. And for the chosen few, they just had to walk into a room and it's already done. You know what I mean? But we're all different. So, what's very easy to somebody else could be very difficult for you, or somewhat of, work-related stuff. But, if you never take the chance, can you really say you would be able to achieve it? I don't think so, but, either or. Anyway, you're super subconscious. Your superconscious mind. Okay, so I'm not sure what that meant in my crazy action of writing stuff down. I made something called your super conscious mind. So let's see. So the page of Pentacles in reverse is finance and health in reverse. So is in debt, lack of commitment, laziness, greediness, a lack of money, uh, champagne lifestyle on a lemonade budget, um, immaturity in their finances. So there could be a very night and day thing. There's what you think you can do versus reality, and also what would be achievable if you tried. So there's 3 different instances here. Right now, I don't think that you're moving towards anything, so it's gonna come up as nothing applied. So it's just a thought, it's not anything that's substantial. And usually when nothing's substantial, it usually falls apart fairly quickly. So you could just be like, oh, that would be nice to do, and then you go on to like something else. It's kind of a flight of fancy, really. So group 1, hopefully this helped you out. If you're thinking about doing a YouTube channel, I'm gonna say this: you need guts to do this. You can't just go one day, oh, I'm gonna do this or I'm gonna do that. You have to do something that people care about. If you don't do anything that people care about, they're not going to care about your channel. They're not going to care about you as a person or a character. They're not going to give a shit. Okay? Reality. But if you're doing something like, you know, even retail, you have to have guts in retail, because you do wind up having a lot of different people come into the store or around you that might not have good intentions or bad intentions. So you're constantly trying to read people. You have to have guts for that too. So you kind of have to, if you have a kind of, sixth sense about people, then you would be good for any type of job. If you're kind of like not a self-starter, you're kind of a follower, it might be a little bit harder for you, okay? And you might constantly be surprised. But, yeah, I think if you actually put in the work, you'll be able to do it, but you just had to be self-aware. You had to have a sense of urgency, which is hard for a lot of people if they've never worked a job in their life in the real world. But, yeah, a sense of urgency, self-awareness, and, like, public, just be aware, okay? Some people just, like, willy-nilly go out in the middle of the street and get hit by a car, so just be careful, be aware, just know where you're going. I understand that it could be very frivolous to be, like, famous or whatever, but remember, it does take work. I mean, everybody who you see on movies and TV didn't get there overnight. They had to go through a lot in order to get where they are today. Okay? Anyway, thank you, Group 1. Hopefully this helps somebody out. I know life's a journey and sometimes you get wrapped up in it. But, it's nice to think about nice things every now and again. Could be a release. It could just be flight of fancy. It could also create a very, very cool idea along those lines. So, it's just nice to, just relax for a minute. But don't dwell on dreams that are unattainable because you're not working towards them, okay? And hopefully that helps somebody. But I feel like there might be, more to it if you actually apply yourself and make the effort, okay? Anyway, Group 1, I will see you in the next reading. Hopefully this helped you out and gave somebody some guidance. I understand. It's fun to be young, but again, there's a lot of hard work that goes behind everything, so it might be a little bit of a reality shock for you. But yeah. Anyway, thank you. Right? We have direction. Alright, so we have your conscious mind. Your conscious mind is going to be the Queen of Wands in reverse. So work and business. So domineering female, need for control, selfishness, maybe bossiness, jealousy, love of money, power, status, insecurities, and greed. So, this could be in your waking life where you're just like, this, and this. But you're very aware of your situation. So you might be working overtime. You might not be making a lot of progress forward because there might be a lot of roadblocks. It could also be that there's a third person in your mind or house that's not supposed to be there. Or maybe your relationship is kind of rocky at the moment because of other expenses that may have came up. And then we have your subconscious mind. We have the Tower in reverse. Sudden changes in reverse. So, shocking endings, delayed distaste, a major loss of money, suicidal thoughts, tendencies, complete failure, divorce, heartache, fear of suffering, disaster, avoided. So there's kind of, I would say that you're depressed. I get that way too, where like if something doesn't connect right away, I'm just like, can't do this, and I'll walk away from it, have all these weird stuff going on, and I'll have to rest for a minute. But once I get it together, it makes it work. It's how you perceive a situation. But you have to understand you have to be the most powerful person to get yourself out of those things, I get it that suicide is an option, but also there's other things that can happen that might be unexpected to you. So it's better to kind of wait it out and try to figure out a situation or a solution to whatever you're going through, okay? And that's what I learned in therapy today. But you have to be the most powerful person to reevaluate your situation, okay? It might take a while, it may take 7 hours, or it might take a couple days, but you have to figure that out. You can't take the easy way out, you can't rely on other people sometimes. You have to understand that you need to make sure that your self-value and your self-awareness and your self-love are all in twain, okay? So then you can get through certain things. Then we have your super subconscious is going to be the Two of Pentacles in reverse. So financial and health in reverse. So dedicated, balancing act, overwhelming, lack of money, loss of balance, lack of time and resources, disorganization, having nothing to spend on non-essentials. So like I said, there's somebody else in your life that might be kind of a spendthrift, or they might kind of be high maintenance. So it might be a little bit too much for you at the moment. You might need to drop some people. But there's other things that you can do. I just don't think that you're thinking about them all right now because of reasons. But there's a freeingness of removing toxic, karmic people out of your life so that you can think better. Like sometimes you need to turn off your phone, you need to tell your friends to go away, and you need to take out a notebook. It could be from grade school, it could be from middle school, high school, college, whatever, and just turn to a page. Usually stuff that you've written before or homework that you've done actually inspires you, and it's like really pretty cool. But some people are like, they throw away all their stuff at the end of the year. But with me, I kind of keep some of my stuff. Because I wrote some really cool things when I was younger, so you might want to start doing that, where you just have a journal that you flip through. It could be total chaos and nonsense, but it will make you feel better about yourself and stuff that you write about. Maybe you draw, whatever. But it would ease tensions between you and other people, where you don't have to be around other people. You can just draw, and then when you feel down or something, you flip to a page and you just remember how much attention to detail or what you wrote down. Maybe it's inspirational, maybe it's fortune cookie writing, maybe it's just stickers and stuff. It's just something to keep your mind off of different things so that you can adjust and think of a solution. Okay? It's a device. It's not a solution, but it's a device. Okay? So there might not be too much action at the moment. There might be waiting for results. There might be waiting for opportunity. There might also be waiting for the inevitable. But you're going to have to make a decision, okay? You can't be trapped in this. You have to make a conscious decision about your situation. You can't be dwelling on this and saying, coulda, woulda, shoulda, like months from now. You're going to have to say to certain people to leave. You're going to have to clear out your life. You're going to have to do some self-cleaning. Spiritual health is very important. Okay, so do that. Group 2, hopefully that did help. But with life's journey, there's a lot of ups and downs. So, yeah, I feel like this might have been a long time coming. You might need to do some self-cleaning of certain people that are not helping your situation or giving back to you like they should. Okay, so, anyway, group 2, hopefully this helped you out. It kind of gives you somewhere to go from here. It's not the end, it's just the beginning. With doing this, it does help me try to help somebody else. I've been through some really weird stuff in my life, and I've had to get rid of people that I once called friends. But I feel like it was for the best, and I feel like I'm a better person because of it to some degree. So, you have to think about that. The longevity part of it is I don't have to deal with other people's chaos and things that will not help me in the long run. Okay? Anyway, group 2, hopefully this helped you out, and I will see you in the next reading, alright? Later. Alright. We have purity. Yay, group 3. Okay, so we have your conscious mind. We have 4 of swords in reverse, so strife and logic in reverse. A death, restlessness, a illness, burnout, a forced rest, stress, time away from others, feeling antisocial. So there could be a point where you just kind of are thinking, what can I do to be closer to other people? Maybe it's not time yet to leave your house or whatever. Depending on where you live, it still could be under pandemic warnings or pandemic rules, which is a problem. But yeah, I just feel like it's in a moment of waiting or rest. So yeah, it might be rest time for you, where you just relax. It's nothing serious, but it might be you're just very tense. You don't know what to do. And then we have your subconscious mind. We have the 8 of swords, strife and logic. You have something to convey, imprisonment, you're successful in some way, entrapment, self-victimization. You cannot make any rash decisions right now. Like I said, there could be some other stuff happening. You could be trapped in some way, shape, or form. It could be a spiritual entrapment. It could be an emotional, mental, an actual one, or under the rules of law. or under the rules of safety, which, pandemic stuff. But I feel like you really want to express yourself or get to a point where it's not like it is right now. I feel like if it were more free of movement, it would be easier. Okay? Excuse me. I feel like you might need rest. You might be staying up late. But, we have number 3 with superconscious. Superconscious is kind of what the word I choose to presume, which is like reality times 2, But yeah, I've been watching a lot of Jungle Book. So, anyway, so we have the Ace of Cups in reverse. So, love, family, and relationships in reverse. Unwanted pregnancy, a girl when you wanted a boy, love but no money, blocked creation, lack of progression, overindulgence, emptiness, emotional loss. So there's a restriction on restriction here. So there's a lot of stuff going on. So there could be a relationship that you don't want to be in. It could be a situation you don't want to be in. There could just be a person in your life you just don't want to be around, which, a lot of people have that. But, yeah, whatever the situation is, I don't feel like you want to be there. So it could feel like a restriction upon a restriction, where you're with somebody you don't like, or you're with, like, a family member you don't like, or you're with a circumstance you don't like. Okay, if that makes sense. But, whatever the case is, I feel like this is going to move very, very slowly. It's probably going to take about 12 weeks. Excuse me. It's going to take 12 weeks before you're actually able to see clearly. Which some of you, it might just take a little bit of a minute. But I feel like it's kind of time for you to make a decision of what you want to do. I'm not sure what possibly your situation is, but I feel like it's entirely up to you what you want to do. You can't wait around for other people to make a decision for you, and you can't keep, like, just going back to things that are, quote, comfortable if they don't feel comfortable. You know what I mean? So, just be careful. Hopefully everything's alright, and it's not going to be, like, a desperado kind of thing. But there's, like, if you ever watched Miss Doubtfire, I feel like this is a situation for it. There's a lot of different types of families. There's one mom, there's one dad, there's, different things. There's divorced people that have 2 families. There's other people that are raised by their aunts or uncles because of situations, or their grandparents, or that people that get adopted by entirely different people, and they're welcomed into different families. But the thing is that no matter what your situation is, hopefully it's something you're comfortable with. If not, hopefully you get out of it. Okay. I know there's a lot of people in the world, and they have different, opinions and stuff like that, but I feel like a lot of people suffer with, not being able to tell somebody something, or not being able to stand up because they feel like it would be isolating to the other person, okay, and it doesn't matter what it is. I feel like you're constantly gonna feel a need to appease people until you don't feel like you need to do that anymore. So there's going to be a few people that are going to go off on them on their own, and then there's going to be people that are going to withstand it because they feel like they need it. But whether you're an ace, or you're a 10 that carries the burden of things, you need to understand that life's a journey. You are able to make decisions on everything in your life. If you want to change, you can change. If you want to tell somebody something, you can tell somebody something. It doesn't need to be, very tight-lipped at the moment. But I feel like either expression, messages, or something might need to be more metaphysical at the moment for some of you. But for others of you, you're probably going to get the message more virtually or more face to face, depending on what your situation is. If you feel like it needs to be face to face, it might be a long time. If it's going to be kind of like a moving situation, you can send in your notice. It's different situations, different solutions for different folks. But hopefully it helps you out, group 3. Whatever the case is, there's always a solution, there's always a decision to be made, and there's always a way out. It's just you have to see it, or you have to be available to make that decision for yourself. Alright, so I will see you in the next reading. Hopefully this helped you out and it gives you somewhere to go. I feel like this is like the question. Usually people are stuck in their minds about a lot of things, so it's just nice to kind of see it being more of a proactive type of thing. Okay, so anyway, I will see you in the next reading. Hopefully this helped you out and everything goes alright. Alright? So, anyway, later.